Okay. Oh, are we live? Yep. We're on our way to CrimeCon. I don't think I know how to use this stick right.
You got the magic stick, though. You know what to do.
The selfie stick. That's what I'm talking about. I don't think I know how to use it. Because isn't it supposed to be so that you can, comfortably hold the phone away, but now I'm just holding a stick, out?
Yeah.
Is that...
But it's supposed to extend. And you know what that could be also? It could be a weapon. So you'd be like, no touching.
Yeah, but
and then keep them away.
I just feel like I'm using it wrong.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
So you can hear us for a sec, but I'm going to try to see if I can figure this out.
New Mexico. When's the last time you saw a New Mexico clip?
Because I feel like you should be able to just hold it like this.
Yeah, and it's supposed to... Does this thing, pivot? I think it can. Yeah? Well, what about pushing that out more?
I don't know. I don't know how to do it.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. And then let's... Oh, shoot. But then why... There. And then you can... Sorry, I don't want to push that. But it's not...
I know. I don't know how to use it.
Okay. Maybe that way? But it doesn't like to curve. Oh! Sorry.
Is this on there wrong, maybe?
Oh, there you go. That's it, right there.
Is that it?
I think so. Do they hear us?
Yes, they hear us.
Oh, jeez.
No, it's still the same thing.
It's the worst geek ever.
It's still the same thing.
Well.
Okay, well, never
mind.
We're doing this. We need a class. We don't know how to work this up.
Send help, please.
Yeah, I feel like you should be able to hold it away from you and not have to hold your arms out. That's kind of the purpose of the selfie stick, but I don't know how to actually do that. So, yeah. Hey, Polly. Hey, Marbles. We're getting a little bit of a late start today because neither one of us seem to be morning people. So that's worked out nice.
I'm sleeping on a rock.
But there's some things happening today at 12:45 and I think 1:45 and I think another one around 2 something. And then it's over. CrimeCon is the end of CrimeCon. So we're going to go.
It's never over.
It's never over. People just keep on killing each other. So, unfortunately. But, sorry.
No, you're good.
Having a goofy day.
I think about when we were sitting in the conference with the presentation and they said something about, then he took a bus. And it was really sad what happened, but people don't know the inside joke of what we went. We just whispered to each other and we started giggling. And I'm like, oh God, they probably think we're horrible people. This kid just got killed and he took a bus. And I'm like, but anyways,
oh, the Greyhound.
Yeah, the Greyhound. Okay. And we're like, I don't know why, we just had this inside joke and people were like, these girls are probably crazy. If you only knew.
Right. So this is Q&A. If anyone in the chat has questions for myself or Crime Geek, ask them now. I don't have my readers on. So.
How is everybody? I have questions for everybody else. How are y'all doing?
Did you meet everyone that you wanted to? Well, I didn't get to meet Jack Luna or the Gen Y guys. I was going to say hi to True Crime Garage, but I never did see them either. Did not see John Lorden. I couldn't find him anywhere. And then I did not know that Miss Becky was at CrimeCon this year with the author of that book. And someone had left a comment and said, you'll know her when Daisy said it. When you look her up, you'll know exactly who wrote that Down the Hill book. And I did. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. I got it now. I just I don't know. If anyone says even the word Delphi, I immediately just have a visceral, oh no, kind of what now? What is happening? Who's gone crazy? Who's, it's just been such a shit show at the expense of the murder of 2 little girls, and it's just like, so I was like not wanting to do that. But I did not buy the book because I didn't go to the book signing, but I do have it on my Audible, so I am going to be reading that. And then and it worked out good. So Lake Michigan donated funds for me to get to buy the book yesterday. And instead of buying the book, I donated Lake Michigan's amount to the Gabby Petito Foundation for Domestic Violence, because you all know how I feel about preventative real crime and coverage, and that's literally why I'm
She
here.
helped save me.
So we, as a channel, donated that. Well, I think I did $25 to the Gabby Petito Foundation, and that was literally like shaking his hand. And I think it's in my bio, you can read it, where I'm like, these victims' families, you never want to be a victim of a murdered person's like loved one. Like, no one asks to be there. No one sign like, oh yeah, that's looking like what I'm gonna be in my future. It's just not even in our vocabulary until it is. And so for Gabby's family to do all that they've done is incredible. Like, and shaking his hand, and I just said, like, I hate the reason why you're here, and I hate that for your family, and it's not fair. But I am glad that you're here, because it's like I said when I was telling him about how the Patties and the Williams and Erskines, and they have, like, tried to create something positive. Liberty's legacy, that Abigail Williams and Liberty German Park, and just trying to give back, and how they come to CrimeCon, and try to pay it forward. And I know Kelsey is a big victims advocate for all the different, brothers and sisters of murder victims. And I think that is like, that shows the strength of people, What do you have to say?
Pardon me.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say. That's interesting, though, about Kelsey, because you never thought about it, but there's a lot of siblings I actually met there. Like John Walsh's kit for the exploited and missing children's thing.
Yeah, got to meet him.
I didn't realize he's like, oh yeah, that was my brother. Because I was like, I was like, what's the backstory? I think I heard about this. And then he was the boy on the milk carton. And he's like, no, it was Adam Walsh.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, that was my brother. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to see him still solid, strong with that, helping out. And such a horrific story would happen.
Did you know they came, the son that we met, I think we both met him yesterday at different times, but he came to Delphi. They did a,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did a little mini documentary on
That's awesome.
Delphi. Yeah.
So they did amazing things, and there's
I was like, I know that guy. I've seen him, but I didn't want to be like, are you on TV? But then
some
she
people
told
look
me
like that. They were just like, I know, but I don't know where I know you from, kind of thing. It's very interesting and surreal. There's so much going on, and you just want to talk. And you saw, I'll talk people's ears off about stuff that I've studied, and when I know something, I just want to vent and then pick their brain, and it's such great content that I wish I could make, but I don't. And I finally got it out, and it was just therapeutic for me to be there and talk about Kendrick's case, and Drexel's case that I'm not going to cover anymore. But it's just things that you put a lot of work and heart and soul and blood and sweat and tears into. There's people there that finally get it.
Right. And
it's really a breath of fresh air. It's interesting at learning about a lot of things I didn't realize. And the Missing Exploited Children's Foundation, they actually do. That was so cool to see the clay carving of the reconstruction of what they might have looked like. just based on their skull forms. And did you know that they could actually, I was like, well, what about the nose? Because the nose is hard. It's a tissue, but it's not really a bone. So how do you guys do the nose? And they explained, like, from this direction, there's actually parts of it that can direct which nose, like if there's a bulbous, they can detect that. I'm like, that was so interesting to me. Yeah. So I definitely geeked out. So
how do I turn the air up? I'm so hot. This one. Wear this big sweatshirt. You don't have to have it real loud, but like this big sweatshirt.
We're such opposites though, because like I'm always freezing and she's always hot.
But it's cold in CrimeCon.
I'm in Florida, so.
Hey, Unmasked Ruth. Hey, LA. How you doing? Well, take your ass home. No.
I don't want her to go.
I don't ever listen to you. You know that.
I have to admit, I have to keep a good eye on this lady over here.
Sometimes I listen to LA and I take his advice. Like reading that book, you would be, if you're still in here, I'll call you when I get home about it. But it was awesome because we went to this, like, how to spot a liar. Like,
oh, that was good.
Little, and it was interactive with the audience. And of course, you know, I did not stand up or do any of that jazz. I don't want any part of that. But I knew all the answers because of your book that you told me to read. And I'm just sitting there like, yep, there's check, all in the book. Because you know me, I read it twice. Well, I listened to it twice. But yeah, so your book really is helpful.
Wait, LA wrote a book?
No, he told me about a book.
Oh.
What does he say there? I don't know. LA gives some gas money. Thanks, Marvels.
Yeah, this parking fees cost me like $20.
I'll pay today. I know.
No, you're fine. Don't worry. I'm just.
Say hi, lighting away. I hope that you can come one of these years to.
It's gonna be Nashville next year.
By the way, I ran into. Do you guys listen to? What I just told you about it yesterday, and I always get the name mixed up. Is it Up and Vanished or Gone? It's a very popular podcast.
I think we were talking about it yesterday.
But he was one of the ones. You guys remember Steve Pankey, the one that like was the killer that was like commenting about the murder victim, and like he was like buying like he was like subscribed to this dude's coverage of the little girl that he killed. Something was it Matthews? I can't remember her name, but I covered her on my show, so you have to go back and look for Panky and the precious little girl that he murdered. But he was like, he subscribed his like show, this like killer, and he commented on Gray Hughes' coverage of him. You know, so I was talking to him about. I'm like, I definitely think Huerman is somewhere doing the same thing. Like their profiles are so similar to Rex Huerman and Steve Pankey. You have to look them up if you haven't heard of him. Hey, Melissa. Did you see my comment? I replied to your comment. I am pumped about all of those, especially the book. The one I was telling you about, Melissa. I will be covering. It's like basically this professor of human forensic and clinical psychology. I can't remember which one, but he teaches a college course on like the mind of madness. You know, basically like serial murder. He's another Catherine Ramsland. And so I asked him, I'm like, so have you ever had any students that were similar? And he was like, oh yes, I did. And I had to, eventually it got to the point where it's like, I had to do something about it. So that was kind of cool. He gave me permission to read his book and like for us to kind of go through it as a curriculum. And he gave me permission to do that. So that's really cool. I'm excited about that. But hey, True Crime Planner, yes, we're having a blast. So much fun. Boston, good to see you. But we're here now. No, Gray was not here. I think he might be in Delphi, to be honest. I think I heard in some documentary. But hey, Justice, you got to come here too, girl. And Reclina, wish I had got to see you. I do think that it would be. It is a cool idea, and I know because of how popular the clay renderings were at Missing at their booth. I know the sketches would be huge. It would be like a big. It would be cool. But there is a. But the guy from I think it's Up and Vanished. He told me that they have a podcast like symposium convention every year too. So I'm gonna have to look into that and maybe check that one out. Where it's just basically podcast world only. So it sounds kind of cool. But we got to get in there because the first session starts. The session we want to go to starts in a minute ago. So
yeah, I just realized the time.
I'll go live a little bit later if I can find some of the people that y'all are wanting me to find. So leave comments, tell me what to do, and I'll do it. I'll talk to y'all later. Hey, JP, love you. Polly, thank you. Bye.